Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Devil's Den Hockey. And tonight, the New Jersey Devils defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 in overtime. Now, this is in my books, a huge win for the Devils. This is a team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, who we have had issues with all year round. Every single time we go to play these guys, it feels like we just get our asses handed to us. But tonight was a huge, different story. Again, welcome back to Devil's Den Hockey. And before we get started, guys, make sure to like, put a comment, share the video, whatever you got to do. Let's get these videos out there for more Devils fans to see. If you like the video, if you comment on the video, if you subscribe to the channel, it helps the YouTube algorithm to push these videos into other New Jersey Devils fans' hands. So, let's jump into the game. So, let's talk the first period. We're going to go through this one period at a time, and we're going to talk about who scored, who got the assist, and what exactly happened. So, I've made some notes just so I don't get lost here. So, in the first period, an unlikely, unsung hero who's gotten a lot of shit from the New Jersey Devils faithful, Ondrej Palat gets us on the board first from a tip from Dougie Hamilton, who got the other assist from Jesper Bratt. So Ondrej Palat gets his 10th goal of the year at 8 minutes and 10 seconds in the first period, and the Devils lead 1-0. That is until the Lightning decide to strike, and it's going to be Victor Hedman this time getting his 6th of the year at 9:57, less than 2 minutes after Ondrej Palat gets us on the board. The Lightning strike once, and the game is tied. But it's really interesting. I know that Ondrej Palat's gotten a lot of flack from fans. I understand that not a lot of people like his contract, and I can understand that. It's not the best. For what you're getting out of Palat, $5+ million a year does seem like a lot. But remember, we're not paying Palat to get points. We're not paying Palat to get goals or assists. You're paying Palat for leadership, for checking along the boards, for puck battles, and to get that puck over to Hughes and Bratt, who are going to be playing together on that same line together. Ondrej Palat is that anchor which roots that first line, which roots some of the younger guys a little bit more to the ground so that we don't see them, floating off into maybe a little bit more of an ego-centered sort of way of playing hockey. Ondrej Palat's there to ground the team and to make sure everyone's good to go. And he delivers. He gets the first goal of the game for us. And the first period ends exactly like that. The first period ends with the game being tied 1-1. So we go into the second period. And what happens? Second period, the Devils strike again first. This time, it's Jack Hughes getting his 17th goal of the game at 15 minutes and 16 seconds. That goal is going to be unassisted. He gets the puck, drives to the slot, shoots it, and it looks like it gets deflected off of point stick, and it beats Vasilevsky. And Jack Hughes gets his 17th of the year, his 17th goals. Looks like he's going to be averaging out at about 30 to 35 goals this year, which is not bad. We're looking at Jack Hughes to get more in the 40-50 range, but 35 is not a bad. It's definitely not bad. If you got a team full of players that can score 30 to 40 goals a season, that's a good team. And to have several on one team is utterly fantastic. So Jack gets the second goal. It's 2-1 Devils, but the Lightning, they strike once and they strike twice. Nikita Kucherov scores his 18th of the year. Hagel and McDonough get the assists at 8 minutes, with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left in the period. So there's about a 7-minute difference between the two, but Jack Hughes scores his, it's 2-1, and Lightning strikes twice, and Nikita Kucherov gets the Tampa Bay Lightning back on the board, and that's the second period, which brings us to the third period of hockey. And this is sort of where I think the Devils kind of fall off the rails, okay? Third period. We start with 20 minutes in the period. We start the third period. and nothing happens. 15 minutes. 5 minutes goes by. We're at the 15-minute mark, the third period, and nothing happens. We go 10 minutes into the third period, 10 minutes remaining, and nothing happens. The Devils go from having a tied game in the third period, and they get no shots on net for half the third period. We don't end up getting a shot till about 8:50, 8:56 the third period, which is crazy because up until that period of time, the shots were pretty even. Tampa Bay had about 22, New Jersey had about 20. But who steps up to keep the New Jersey Devils in the game? Well, the same guy that's been doing it for almost 2 months now. Jacob Markstrom keeps the Devils in the game with almost 12 minutes of nonstop pressure from the Lightning, and Markstrom makes save after save after save, and eventually gets to the point where Markstrom again attempts to take his own save of the year candidate from Game 1 against Buffalo, and decides to compete with a hold my beer, I'll do it again moment. As with a shot on net, it gets blocked. It goes to the side of the net. Half the net's open. The defense are sleeping, specifically Siegenthaler. Lightning get it on their stick. They fire it into basically half an empty net. And what does Jacob Markstrom do? He dives like a slippery seal evading death itself. He dives across the net and gets his arm on the ice and stops the puck from going in. Go take a look at it, guys. It is easily one of the best saves he's made all year, which is really saying something because this guy has made so many great saves for the Devils this year, but he keeps the puck out of the net over and over and over and over again. And by some miracle, the Devils come out of the third period tied 2-2. And we go to overtime. We went to overtime last game. Didn't work out too well for us. But this time, something's in the air. Something feels different. We go to overtime. We're actually doing halfway decent at puck control. We're doing halfway decent with possession. And Tampa starts to get a little bit nervous. Tampa gets so nervous, in fact, they draw a penalty. And Keefe decides to go balls to the walls in overtime and puts 4 forwards and no defensemen out on the ice. And it was one of the most, and I know I'm repeating myself, but balls to the walls, you know what? Let's do it. Keefe puts, it ends up being a 4-on-3 in overtime, so next goal wins. And he loads the ice with not a single defender. It's all offense. For this 2 minutes of power play time, they get a shot on net. It gets deflected. Gets clear away from Vasilevsky. Puck goes back to the net. Vasilevsky makes a save. Puck sitting in front of him. And you know who else is sitting in front of him? Stefan friggin' Noesen, who gets the puck on a stick less than a foot from Vasilevsky and roofs it top corner, and the Devils win 3-2 in overtime against the goddamn Tampa Bay Lightning. And it feels so good because this is a team which has been up our ass literally all year. So you know what? Congrats, Devils. 2 points. We end the losing again before we start going into another losing streak. Now, the Devils have the Panthers on Tuesday. We will see how this goes because I can just tell the karmic cycle is going to kick us in the ass because the last 2 games you played against the Lightning, we had our shit kicked in and won this game. The last 2 games you played against the Panthers, we kicked their shit in, so I just know what's going to happen on Tuesday night. After Tuesday, we play the Leafs on Thursday, so we've got quite a couple of teams that are quite good. We'll see what happens in the next week or so. But, hey, Devils win 3-2 in overtime, and I will take 2 points any day of the week from any team, especially a team that we've struggled in the past to defeat. So, that's going to wrap it up here on Devil's Den Hockey, and I will see you guys in the next one. Adios.